And we're recording, so we might as well start back up. Getting the full swing of things. Hello, everyone. Since the last time I streamed, which was, Thursday or Friday, I forget when. I streamed one of those days. I've gained about 3 new followers, so let me real quick just hop in and thank you guys. Defag, thank you. Sterner45, thank you. Darklord454IU, or 548IU, thank you. And this really be a bruh moment who followed. Thank you. I appreciate it. Our most recent follower. It really do be a bro moment. Isn't that right, Matthew? Anyway, I'll wait for his response. In the last video, we got Harambe, which I think we got Harambe the first time, actually, so that's a bit. Oh, we got bruh sound effect number 2. Yep, we got a Babar, who I finally figured out the name of. I looked it up right before I started recording. Babar the elephant. We have Giraffe that still need, or Giraffe, the deer thing that still needs a name. The topi, not the topi. Yeah, it is the topi actually. Wait, no, it's the kudu. I'm thinking topi because we might go after them next. And I believe we got Simba in the last session, and Mr. Buffalo's, maybe not Buffalo. Probably not. I forget. It all kind of meshes together after a while, so I kind of forget what I did and did not kill. And the only question is, stream, what are we killing next? We have a question of the topi and the armored pangolin. So, what is the question? I mean, the question is, what are we killing? The answer is what I'm looking for. What is the answer? Matthew? What do you say? I know, it's a tough decision. It is a very, very tough decision. What are the options again? It's okay. We got the topi, this horse-headed looking thing with the horns, and then we have the pangolin, the kind of cute small-headed thing. Just realized I'm probably gonna need names for these. Pangolin was on Google one time, so do that. Easy enough. Alright, if there's really a strange beast here in Africa, that's a pangolin. A small animal barely reaching the meter of length. Its greatest feature lay in its armor. There's no other way of calling it. The extremely hard scales covering it from head to toe, like the lorica squamata of Latin memory, with only its weak point, the soft belly, easily covered when the pangolin closes itself when endangered. A coiled pangolin is utterly impossible to kill for normal predators, since there's no fangs sharp enough to pierce the thick protection. We'll see whether this armor can resist to a proper bullet, or if need be, to a pack shell. Just mortar the shit out of them if it doesn't work. Launch a couple artillery shells at it. It works for the partisans, deep in the jungles. Why wouldn't it work here, right? So, chat, how are you guys doing? It's only one person, well, 2 people. How are you guys doing right now? How was your Mother's Day? We no longer get the effect from the investments. Right. Oh, what do they want now? Reach level 1 infrastructure in Boma. I'm good, stressed. I feel that. Okay, real quick. We gotta prepare to save scum, you know? I started uploading the parts today to YouTube, but, I'm recording this on the 11th of May for future reference. I don't know when this is going up. I'd have to do the math real quick. How do you spell the name again? Pangolin. Pangolonium. There we go. Pangolin. Thank you, Matt. Mueller entered his personal armory. Now that he knew where he was going, he wanted to choose his equipment. Oh, this is a wrong event. We gotta read this first. The armored pangolin, the hunting shop. Siegfried Mueller was driven back in a very rough motorcade after inspecting some Waffen SS barracks. While staring out of a window, he drew up a picture for the next hunt in his mind. He also drew up what he wanted to hunt, a pangolin. Mueller liked to think of them as armored moles, but they also had this interesting tail for climbing. Anyway, that would be his next hunt. Back in his office, he pondered over the map where every mark his scouts had made were centralized for posterity. He swiftly identified the two spots he preferred for the plentifulness of the animal. He had to choose. On the one hand, there was a Bateke Plateau, just slightly northwest of Leopoldville. It would be a straight flight, though the population thinned down ever since the vast lands there boasted every kind of savanna-natured animal, pangolins among them. It made for the animal's preferred terrain, and thus a great hunting spot. On the other hand, his choice fell in the Katanga province. Located deeply within the Reichkommisariat's southeast territory, a rather short flight to the patch green and dusky savanna-like region. It made for the animal's preferred terrain. Unfortunately, the terrain, also the terrain that it was the most hardest to hunt in. He now had to choose whether he would find the most impressive game, and where he would have the most luck with the armored pangolins. Well, what are our odds starting out? I gotta know. 30%. Let's go with a plateau. Slightly lowered our odds. Shit. They were the Google Doodle for Valentine's Day 2017, and I don't know why I remember that. Oh, you actually do remember it. Wow. Ah. It's good to know. Let's see. Mueller now wondered what he could slay a rather bulletproof beast like the pangolin with. While sluggish, he had to keep in mind how robust these things can be. Old equipment failed to make it. Modern and swift. That upped our odds a little bit. I'll take that. 33%. Siegfried Mueller was again driven back from the barracks by a motorcade. This time, however, he came back from assembling his personal hunting crew. He accompanied for ships and hunting records to assemble a crew, a contingent of garrison troopers that had already embarked on several hunts with Mueller now, a group of mercenaries and a local path tracker whose reputation even impressed Mueller's scouting corps. They made themselves comfortable in the Grand Helicopter's cabin. The hunt was ready. The Reichskommissar rubbed his hands at the thought of slaying some pangolins soon. He pictured it right in front of him, aiming at the robust shell-like creature and directly hitting it through the belly beneath the armor. Him approaching after the deadly blow. Fascinated by these incredible things. However, he had to hold himself back despite his glee of finally hunting again, for the hunt merely beckoned. Well, we are hunters. Here, there are some theories that pangolins actually were the creatures that contracted, that, were the vector from animal to human for coronavirus. I forget when I read that. I think it was earlier, and it might have been disproved already, but kind of interesting. We are closing in, Reichskommissar. Finally, the pilot's words saved him from completely drifting into the heavens of a hunt. The helicopter soared. Ahead was a Bateke Plateau. Pangolin apocalypse, rise up, I know. See, this is why we have to kill these fuckers. To stop coronavirus from coming up in the future. A vast expanse of grass and hills, only interrupted by the occasional river or tree cluster, dominated by a giant ancient sand dune system. The land was covered by large grass and wood savanna patches, separated by fine lines of dense gallery forest and several turquoise-blue river valleys. Spectacular vistas with huge sandstone outcrops were everywhere, and an interesting biodiversity found nowhere else in the Congo Basin called it home. This later part piqued Mueller's interest the most. One of his companions joined him in the skids, shouting despite the noise. "How do you want to proceed? You seem to have gathered the essential details about the spot by now. The pangolins are probably along the riverbanks in those trees." A fine question, to be sure. Shall they fly lower for a closer look, or would that give away the element of surprise? The hunt might just be a sign of this moment. If I had to guess, well, they might curl up if they see us, so I think we fly high. That did nothing to our odds, so that's either a good sign or a very, very bad sign. I guess there's only one way to find out. Siegfried Mueller was aiming with a steady hand. He didn't want all this neat planning, all these efforts for the nonce. He was concentrated as ever when he was hunting, searching for the perfect target, the crosshairs becoming but an extension of his eyeball. There it was, the adrenaline set in and rushed through his veins at the speed of light. The scale armor of a pangolin hanging down the tree's armored tail curled around a thin branch. It was hanging there comfortably, hauling something to its acute snout, just enjoying its food and some relaxing. He slowly searched for other targets, but there were none in close sight. This one had to be sufficient. Ostensibly, it was in a vulnerable position, but the bullet had to be precisely shot nonetheless. Now was the moment he aimed at the relaxing animal again. It wasn't moving except its claw-like paws. Perfect. One last adjustment. Now he held his breath and counted down in his head like always. Everyone with me. 3, 2, 1, los! And we got him. Let's get some poggers in chat, boys. That was beautiful. Whew. The bullet directly penetrated the creature's soft underbelly ever so slightly beneath the scale's armor's roots. Just as intended, the animal collapsed into its lifeless hanging, its food splattering on the dusty ground like its blood. Seconds thereafter, the tail slipped off the branch and dropped into the puddle of bloodied food. Just in the vicinity of Mueller's ear, one of his companions started celebrating. Mueller nodded at him with a cocky grin. They approached the dead animal on the ground, step after step. Mueller's grin widened. Barely a meter apart from it, he shook one of his hunting companions by the shoulder and congratulated himself on the neat shot that made this hunt an immediate success. He has had his problem with armor animals before due to their robustness. However, today was no such day. He could certainly be proud of himself. Mueller quickly took hold of his senses again. He lifted the pangolin at its tail and whirled it around at his companions. Afterwards, he began the final journey to claiming his trophy. Gladly, he had a robust knife for cutting scales. We did it, boys. I guess we got another focus we could probably figure out. Actually, I think we can. Yeah, we can't go for the giraffe yet, so we have to wait for the topi. We have to go topi next, or we could do, boring infrastructure stuff. But where's the fun in that? There it lay, flawless and beautiful. Mueller rested his hand on its lifeless head. The scale armor felt special. He loved the feeling of moving it from one scale to the other, prickling his skin. It was reassuring to press his hand on one of the animal's heads that were equally rare, impressive, and awkwardly endowed with a strange beauty to the experienced hunter. Shortly, these scales, reaching all the way to the pangolin's delicate forehead, would embellish the halls of his trophy room. He waited while the responsible concierges were informed. He looked at the collection and found the perfect positioning for the pangolin's head. The Reichskommissar crossed his arms and proudly contemplated his work. He had slain this robustly armored thing with one blow. He laughed with satisfaction how he had finally had a trophy hanging that he desired just a few days ago. What a story to tell. No one could flee it now with the blatant appearance of a creature's head begging to have its story told. The fine look reminded him of how many of Africa's finest creatures he's already encountered, and how many of the palace's visitors will soon encounter, and how many more there were still to come. Let's take a look at this. Ooh! That's interesting. Kind of looks like a honey badger. Both like one of those big brain memes. Like a big brain honey badger. I don't know. Yeah, he kind of cute. I mean, I'd smash, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. You have to get a few drinks into me before I dedicate a definitive answer to that or not. How about the numerous topi? They're apparently quite numerous. So how hard can this be? Among the various antelope species, the topi possesses the highest degree of socialization, often moving in large packs and finding safety in numbers, with several members acting as sentinels for other predators. All other herbivores, we prefer to flee rather than fighting. It's highly unlikely, however, that their sentinels can prevent them from being sniped from a helicopter. Mueller has played Call of Duty, I see. A man of culture. And we only have 5 days until it is our destiny to go up against one of these little bastards. Alright. Topi tourney. There we go. Mueller couldn't sleep that night. Was it something about his food, a drink too much? Something was bugging him deep down in his guts. He stood up to go relieving himself. He stood up to go relieve himself, I think they mean. On the way to the toilet, he passed his trophy and it hit him like lightning. He knew what made him feel queasy. He needed to hunt again. Gladly, he had some minutes to figure out his next target. His collection demanded a topi head. In his office, he pondered over the map where every mark his scouts had made were centralized for posterity. He swiftly identified the 2 spots he preferred for plentifulness of the animal he had to choose. I thought that said Mexico for a second. On one hand, there was a Moxico province in the northeastern part of Schenk's Reichkommisariat, Südwest Africa. Would be a straight flight south, a savanna that Mueller found to be eerily dusty and lame on one of his visits there. But topis liked it there, and compromises had to be made for the perfect game. On the other hand, his choice fell on the northern parts of his own fiefdom. The parts where light jungle canyons gave way to grassy landscapes that finally disintegrated and revealed the savanna. Nothing special considering the vegetation there, yet the fauna was much more of Mueller's concern. Fortunately, it included plenty of topi. Well, I think, as with every good relationship, there are compromises. We don't want to go to Mexico. Let's see if we can find it. Luanda, Uva, where is it? Northern East. That's, there we are. We're going here. I don't know, we could stop at Bala. Have some fun, you know? Let's go south. Well, let's see if that screws our odds or not. South? Fucking Mexico. Fuck that. Fuck Mexico. Fucking coming here, taking our odds. Might have been premature with that, honestly, but you know what? do? I guess north we go. There we go. Northern frontier of Zentralafrika. Odds of success? 57%. And I guess while we're here, we'll do some boring fucking industry stuff real quick. I don't think we want to kill all the animals with this part. We want to, we gotta stretch it out a little bit. Mercenary industries. Risking your life every day in a jungle filled with disease and rebels warrants some kind of reward. The mercenaries employed by the rich corporate tycoons to protect their activities all across Central Africa have amassed a substantial amount of wealth during their services and reinvested it in several industrial enterprises which are now almost entirely owned by mercenary corporations. In order to keep them close to us and loyal to government investments and subsidies, we'll target these activities, keeping the well-earned retirement benefits of these warriors safe. Of course, the Reichkommisariat expects them to remember his service in the future, and they damn keep saying to improve industry in Boma. Now I've done that, and it hasn't actually fucking done anything, but we'll see. Wait, is it Boma or Goma? Where do they want it at? Any state? Yeah, Boma. So we'll see. So I already built an infrastructure there anyway, and that didn't do shit. So we'll see. I mean, I wonder what he could slay such a beast with, like a gorilla. This isn't a gorilla. This is a topi. What the fuck? All right. These guys are wrong menu. I keep doing that. What the fuck? These are big fuckers. So we need. This isn't a gorilla. This is a bathtub. Yeah. Let's go modern and swift. 2% odd increase. I'll take it. Siegfried Mueller inspected the helicopter for the hunt to check on the technical capabilities. He'd show those that he'd used often before and were known for being nimble. After a short flight to make sure of the two vehicles' prowess, he left Les Boredom, a contingent of Green Garrison troopers that were about to embark on their first hunt. A group of Garrison's most renowned fighters, a mercenary that specialized in hunting techniques, and a local path tracker whose reputation even impressed Mueller's scouting corps. They made themselves comfortable in the Grand Helicopter's cabin. The hunt was ready. The Reichskommissar rubbed his hand at the thought of slaying some topis soon. He pictured right in front of him, aiming at the filigree goat-like creature and directly hitting them through the hearts. Him approaching after the deadly blow, having to choose between whose ripped cornets fit in his collection best. However, he had to hold himself back, despite the glee of finally hunting again, for the hunt merely beckoned. Let the hunt commence! The helicopter soared. Ahead was the grass northern frontier of Zentralafrika. Hills covered in grassland with clusters of trees, filling in the valleys, snaking along creeks and rivers yet unknown. It was a vast area where the line between the control of the Reich and the anarchy of Sub-Sahara was hard to distinguish and most often was not. Almost anything could be found in these regions, and that's what made them so attractive for today's hunt. One of his companions joined him on the skids, shouting despite the noise, "How do you want to proceed? You seem to have gathered the essential details about the spot by now. The topi are obviously in the plains." I wasn't yelling, but you know what? We made it out fine enough. A fine question, to be sure. Should we fly lower for a closer look, or would that just give away the element of surprise? This hunt might just be decided in this instance. I mean, from what I hear about the Sentinels, they might give away our position, so let's fly high. Siegfried Mueller checked his rifle to make sure it was ready to go. Enough ammo? Check. No blocking? Check. Clean crosshair glass? Check. Itchy trigger finger? Double check. He didn't want all this neat planning, all these efforts for the nonce. He was concentrated as ever when he was hunting. He started to aim and search for his target. There they were. A wide grin appeared on his face, but he had to suppress it a bit, for the hunt wasn't finished yet. Like a swarm of bees, dozens of topies appeared in the far distance. He made out an isolated group of roughly half a dozen. They approached. Now was the time. Seize the moment while they are grazing before the herd presses on, elegant and gracefully rested. He had one of them he desired most for its beautifully rippled horns. The other topies were just a backup. He wanted this one beyond what was good and evil for a hunter. One last adjustment. He was ready. He started counting down in his head like always. Tres. Dos. Shit, wrong language. We're too late. Too late. Uno. Shoot. What? Uno reverse, I guess. Oh my god. It's a good thing we saved. We gotta restart the hunting trip, boys. There's been a disturbance in the time-space continuum. Okay, so north we go. Mercenary Industries. Get back to what we're doing. What do we do again? Old and reliable or modern and swift? Let's go modern and swift. Yeah. Hunt is ready. Fly high to stay unnoticed. And, come on. What the hell? Are we just getting shitty RNG? I don't know. Okay, north, modern and swift. You know, I have a theory that, this number, or is it? This number is actually bullshit, and it actually depends on the decisions you make. There's a guy running the game who just fucking hates you, probably. Let's fly low, see what happens, if that changes anything. Shoot. Alright, I need to, not building connection, mercenary industries. Okay, huh. I'm not sure how this works entirely. North. Let's go old and reliable. Let's see what our odds are at now. Fly high to stay unnoticed. Now I'm starting to think it actually is RNG. Maybe. We keep missing the damn thing. What the fuck? How does this happen? You know, there might just be a guy running the game who hates me. I don't know. Okay. North we go. Modern and swift. Mercenary Industries. Let the hunt commence. I like it. Fly high. Still keep it up. This isn't our fucking animal. What the fuck? Toby Turney. Strange game. The only winning move is not to play. You know, they're right. Just about this fucking hunt. You know, let's mix it up. I'm curious whether it actually is fucking random or not. South we go. We're going into fucking Mexico. Fuck it. Okay, Modern and Swift. Let hunt commence. Fly high. Okay.